What's up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm going to be doing, guys, I'm going to be doing the deck profile. Of course, this is the first deck profile I'm doing in the year 2023, and the deck profile I'm going to do is one of my favorite decks, and that is Heroes. Of course, this is going to be for the post Maze of Memories, because we actually got one hero card that is from that set, and of course, is in this deck of Heroes. And I got to tell you, Heroes is one of the most popular decks in Yu-Gi-Oh of all times, and I love this deck, and so many combos and plays you can do with this deck, and it's really awesome. So I'm going to show you guys the main deck, extra deck, and side deck, and show you the cards of my choice and ratio. So without further ado, let's get this started. So here we go. We're going to go off with the main deck first. So for the main deck, we're going to do the monsters. So let's start off with Elemental Heroes. We got 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos, 2 copies of Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, 1 copy of Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier, and 1 copy of Elemental Hero Honest Neil. So these are the Elemental Hero monsters you're going to play. Only about 7. We all know what Stratos does, you know, when it's like summon, you know, you can either search for a hero monster, or you could just pop the number of spells and traps up to the numbers of hero monsters you control except for this card. Shadow Mist, another search, you know, when she's sent to the graveyard, you can add a hero monster, search for that, and then also search for your change quick play spell, which you're going to search for your match change. Liquid Soldier has 2 effects. First one is the one when it's normal summon, target a level 4 lower hero monster in graveyard, special summon it, and then the other effect says if this card is used as a fusion material, either sent to the graveyard or banished, you could draw 2 cards and discard 1, so it's like a graceful charity. And then you got Honest Neils, which is really good. I know not a lot of people don't play this card, but I still play the Honest Neils because you want to give your hero monsters more attack points, and it really helps. So that's why I play Honest Neils. Of course, it gives the hero monsters 2,500 attack points, so that's pretty good. Alright, so those are the Elemental Heroes. Now we're going to move on to the Destiny Heroes. So I do play 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Denier, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Celestial, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dynatag, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dark Angel, and the 1 copy of Destiny Hero Plasma. So these are the Destiny Heroes I play, about 7 of them as well. Malicious, I think, is never going to go up to 3, but that's okay. Even if it stays at 2, it's because of Denier. Because Denier is basically your 3rd copy of Malicious, because it has an effect where, you know, with like it's normal when it was summoned, like normal special summon, you know, target a Destiny Hero monster that is like either from the, you know, the deck or the hand or banish. You can place it on top of the deck. So in the card, you always got to play the top of the deck as your Malicious, so that way you can get their effects. And then, of course, the other Destiny Hero monster, you got Celestial. It's pretty good. It comes at times where you can draw 2 cards and stuff, but you got to control no cards in your hands to do that. Dynatech's pretty good, especially if you have this card with Destiny Hero Dystopia. So that way you go for, you know, get Dystopia's effect to pop a card. Dark Angel is really good in this deck, because if you have 3 or more Destiny Hero monsters in your graveyard, you special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because you want to stop your opponent from activating spells. So it does help because it negates and destroys any spell cards of the owner who controls this card. And the good thing about this, there's a lot of strategies you could do. What you're gonna do is that, you know, you're gonna go for your combos, you're gonna go for DP and all that stuff, right? And then once you get your combos to play, you're going to use Dark Angel to spread some of your opponent's out of the field. So that way, if your opponent trying to activate any spells, it's going to get negated and destroyed. The only way they can get rid of the Dark Angel is if they have like a Link Evil or other ways to get rid of it. But despite that, it's still a pretty good card to play. And you always want to put and when you do this combo with Dark Angel, make sure your monsters are in defense position, because if you leave them in attack position, then your opponent can switch Dark Angel to attack and then attack your monster while it's in attack mode, then they get destroyed. You don't want to do that. You always got to put your monster defensible. So what you're going to do is make sure you put your monsters in defense while Dark Angel's on your opponent's side of the field. And if your opponent doesn't have anything and they're wide open, you can switch your monster attack, and then, you know, you can go like DPE, destroy the Dark Angel, then Dark Law, or Wake Up, or any other monster you have, and attack for gain. So that's the way you can do it. And Plasma is pretty good as well, because it's a walking skill drain on legs, because it negates all face-up monster opponent control. And also it's a relinquish on legs as well, like to take an opponent's monster, suck it, and then Plasma gains half of the attack of that monster. So it's really amazing. And also I do play cards like D-Force to search Plasma, so it's really good. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Vision Heroes. We got 3 copies of Vision Hero Ferris, 2 copies of Vision Hero Increase, and the 2 copies of Vision Hero Vion. And yes, I do play Increase at 2. Why? Because 1 is not good at 1 in my opinion, because there comes a time when you can actually draw it and you're not going to get your Vision Hero combos. I mean, if you want to play 1, it's up to you guys. But me, I like it at 2 because just in case if I draw one of them, we have another one in the deck. So, and you know the combo, you know, special summon the Ferris by sending a hero monster from your hand, and then use Ferris effect to put Increase into the spells and trap zone, increases effect, tribute the Ferris, and the special summon the Increase. Then you get Increases other effect to special summon Vial from your deck, and then use Vial's effect to fullest bury a hero, and then you also banish the hero from the grave and search for polarization. So this is the combos you're gonna need for your link plays and fusion plays. So, and like I said, Increases at 2 is better than 1 in my opinion. If you want to play 1, that's fine. It's all up to personal preference though. Alright, and the last hero monster play is an Evil Hero monster, and I only play 1, and that's 1 copy of Evil Hero Adustago. Now, I know not a lot of people do not play this card anymore, but I still play Adustago because there comes a times where I have to go to Malicious Bang, and Malicious Bang is amazing in this deck, so that's why I still play the Evil Hero Adustago, because this card does search for your Dark Calling, which is treated as a Dark Fusion, so that's pretty good. Alright, and of course the hand traps I play, I only play this hand trap right here. 3 copies of Ash Blossom and George Spring. We all know what it does, we all know how this do, so there's no reason to explain, but it's still a pretty good card to play, because Ash Blossom is a pretty good hand trap, especially in the current hand trap format. Alright, so that's it for the monsters. Now we're going to move on to the spells. So I do play 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. This card is really good at 3. Fusion Destiny, fusion summon for your hero, for your Destiny hero monsters. The only bad thing about it is if you activate this card, you only got to special summon Dark Heroes. But that's okay because almost every monster you have is Dark Heroes. So it's not going to hurt you that much. So it's still pretty good to play at 3, especially go for your DPE and your Dystopia and stuff like that as well. So it's pretty good. And this is a card you always got to play at 3. Another card you always got to play at 3 in my opinion is of course the 3 copies of Mass Change. Mass Change is pretty good because you always got to play this card 3, especially for your mass heroes. So once you use it for your Dark Law or your Ascent and stuff like that, so this card is pretty good. And also you can even recycle Mass Change by using the effect of Extra Hero Wonder Driver as well, so that's pretty good. Alright, for the other spells, 2 copies of Polymerization. Polymerization is pretty good. For some of your fusion monsters you could do. Polarization could be searched with Vision Hero Violence effects, so that's actually pretty good as well. I think 2 is actually better than 1 in my opinion, because when I first played 1 before it was not good, but when I play it at 2 it's actually better, and almost every hero player actually play it 2 anyways. Next I play 1 copy of Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion is pretty good, especially this card could be searched using the effect of Sunrise. So, you know, you fusion summon Sunrise, maybe like your Polarization, then you go Sunrise effect, search for the Miracle Fusion, and you can go for your other elements here, like your Absence Zero and stuff like that, so it's pretty good. Next, I play 1 copy of Dark Calling. Since we do play Adustago and Malicious Bang, you gotta play Dark Calling, and also this card does treat it as Dark Fusion, so you can search it with Adustago. So, next, another spell cards that I do play 3 copies of Hero Lives. Our Hero Lives is really good at 3. It's amazing. You know, pay your half your life points and then special summon a level 4 lower elemental hero. It's pretty good. And there's a lot of ways you can do it. Even if your opponent can Ash Blossom it, there's other stuff you can do to make to go for your combos and comebacks and stuff. So it's pretty good. Alright, next I play 1 copy of D-Force. Of course, I do play the Destiny Hero Plasma. You gotta play D-Force. D-Force is really good because it does first search for your Plasma. You can either add it to deck your hand or graveyard to your hand. And the best thing about this card, if you have this and Fusion Destiny, then you send the Plasma as one of the materials to summon out your DPU or whatever, you can go D-Force and then add the Plasma back to your hand. That's pretty good. And of course, it has other effects while you have this card and Plasma on your side of the field, like you cannot draw during the draw phase, which that's not good, but it's okay because Plasma is freaking awesome. The other card is your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects, and then the other one says each Destiny Hero Plasma you control gains 100 attack for each monster that are in the graveyards. Also, it cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and also make a second attack during each battle phase. So that's actually pretty good. So even though the drawing, you cannot draw it hurts while you have this card in Plasma, it's still pretty good because if you have this, the Plasma, the Dark Law, and the DP and stuff, you're pretty much good to go. You can even go DP and destroy this card, and then if you want to draw, so it's not that much of an issue. All right, now for the one-ups of the spells. One copy of Reinforcement in the Army says most of your hero monsters are level 4 or lower. One copy of Heart of Feather Duster for get rid of your opponent's back row, and the one copy of Called by the Grave, because of the hand traps, because we're in the hand trap format. Called by the Grave should go back at 3 in my opinion, because this hand trap format and stuff. Alright, so that's it for the spells and the traps. I only played 3, and that's 3 copies of the other hand trap, Infinite Permanence. Infinite Permanence is really, really good. No need to explain it because you guys know what this does. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Now we're going to move on to the extra deck. So for the Mass Heroes, 2 copies of Mass Hero Dark Law, 1 copy of Mass Hero Dividing Wind, and the 1 copy of Mass Hero Acid. So I do play 4 of these Mass Heroes. So Dark Law is really, really good. Any card your opponent sent to the graveyard will be banished instead. And then if your opponent activate an effect that search, you can banish 1 random card for your opponent's hand. That's pretty good. Dividing Wind, I prefer this over Blast because this is a really good. I kind of like this probably better than Blast. Blast is good if you want to play that you want, but Dividing Wind, I like his effect better because what it does is it cannot be destroyed by battle. If this guy is destroying an opponent's monster by battle sense of gravity, you draw a card. And then also, your opponent can only attack with 1 monster. So Dividing Wind is a really good defensive card, while Blast is an offense, while Dividing Wind is a defense. And I prefer the defense card because Dividing Wind affects pretty good. And Acid, what this does: a Heart, Feather Duster, and Leg. And also, if you summon out Absolute Zero, then matching the 0 and go for Acid, you get both effect of Absolute Zero and Acid's effect to destroy all the cards your opponent controls. So that's pretty good. Alright. So that's it for the Master Hero. For the Elemental Heroes, we got 1 copy of Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, 1 copy of Elemental Hero Escarito, 1 copy of Elemental Hero Sunrise, and 1 copy of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. Alright, so Absolute Zero, we already know what it does. Escarita, we already know what this does. It's a pretty good dark, and it's also a dark fusion as well. Sunrise, we already know what it does. Like I said, a search Miracle Fusion, and then, during the battle phase, if there's a hero monster attack, you could just destroy 1 card your opponent control. And it also has another effect where all the monsters you control with different attributes gains 200 attack points for each different attribute monsters you control. And then you gotta Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, which came out in the Maze of Memory set. This card is so good. What this card does is must be fusion summon, gains 300 attack for each material used for its summoning. This card can make number of attacks on monsters each battle phase, up to the number of fusion monsters you use as materials for summoning. After damage collision, if this battles a monster, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack points. If this fusion summoning card is destroyed, special summon 1 warrior monster from your hand or deck. So that's actually pretty good, especially like if you got this card with DPE and all, Dark Angel and all the combos stuff you could do. It's amazing. Wake Up Your Elemental Hero is amazing. I love this card so much. Like, I'm very happy I got this card because Wake Up Your Elemental Hero is amazing. Like, it's a really good card to play, so it's pretty good. Alright, that's it for the Elemental Hero fusions. Now for the Destiny Hero fusions, I do play 2 copies of Destiny Hero Destroy Phoenix Forcer and the 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dystopia. DPE, I think DPE is pretty good at 2 now. I know before we used to play 1, but we put it up to 2 because I feel like 2 is better than 1 in my opinion, especially when you go for your combos and plays and stuff. We all know what DPE does, destroy a card and stuff like that. And then you can special summon it during the standby phase of the next turn. Dystopia, we know what it does, if it's special summon, target level 4 lower Destiny on your graveyard and then inflict damage to your opponent. And also, if you change its attack points, you can target a card your opponent could just destroy it, and then his attack will go back to his original. So it's pretty good when you have this and Dynattack. So that's pretty good as well. DPE is, oh my god, this card is so amazing. Once you get DPE out, you're good to go. And then it's like a Scrap Dragon effect, but only for heroes. Like, you mostly want to pop this card itself, and then either pop your opponent's card, or if you don't want to pop, you can pop your other cards and stuff for your combos and plays you can do. So it's really amazing. I love DPE. And the last fusion monster to round out the fusion is 1 copy of Evil Hero Malicious Bang. We all know what it does. Of course, it destroys all monsters your opponent control that has less equal attack points than Malicious Bang, and of course, it also cannot be destroyed by battle by card effects. And of course, this card also gains 200 attack points for each monster that was destroyed by its effect. So Bang is pretty amazing. Like, I love this card. Alright, so now for the links of the hero, I play one copy of Extra Hero Cross Crusader, one copy of Extra Hero Wonder Driver, and then one copy of the Extra Hero Dread Decimator. I think one Cross Crusader is fine. If you want to play two, is up to. I think one is fine in my opinion. Of course, we already know what these card does. You know, Cross Crusader special summon a Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard, and then you can also tribute and search for a hero card, hero monster, of course. Wonder Drive is pretty good because it recycles your mass change, your polarizations, and stuff like that. Even Fusion Destiny as well. Dread Decimator because like all of this card and then other hero monsters, this card points against 100 attack for each hero monster in the graveyard, and also inflict piercing damage to a monster that is in defense position, so it's pretty good. Alright, so that's it for the extra deck. Now we're going to move on to the, so here we go. 3 copies of Ghost Ogre's Snow Rabbit. Ghost Ogre is pretty good, you know, especially for destroying any card in the field. It doesn't negate the cards, it just said destroy when it activates. And then I also played 3 copies of Book of Moon and the 3 copies of Book of Eclipse. The books is always good, and it's always good to read books, guys. But yeah, in the current format, Moon and Eclipse does help many times to stop your opponent's researches and stuff. Next, I play 3 copies of Rivalry of Warlords, since you know all of my hero monsters are warriors, so that way you force if your opponent plays like any monsters with different types, Rivalry of Warlords says you're only gonna play 1 type each, so it's pretty good. And the last traps to round off the deck is the 3 copies of Evenly Matched, so we already know what this card does, so no need to explain that. It's a very good hand trap. I love playing Evenly Matched, especially forcing your opponent to manage stuff. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy my updated hero deck profile, post Maze of Memories. And I gotta say, wake up your elemental hero in this deck, it really helps more, especially for your combos and plays. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. So don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe. Post your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about my updated hero deck profile of May 2023 for the post Maze of Memory. That's going to be it for this video, guys. So this is Domingo Hero Network. All I can say is take care. Have a good day. Goodbye, everyone. Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.